everyone. Welcome to the first episode of Mondays with Miza. I'm Miza.
And I'm Nasrul.
And this is the Blabber Station.
Ooh, so coordinated, huh?
Yes.
Okay,
So
good.
welcome to the first session of Mondays with Miza. So it's where I talk about books I've read, even trending conspiracy theories topics. Okay, so I have a passion for reading fictional books lah. Okay, I think started from since I was young. Okay, so without further ado, the first episode that we'll be talking about is about Verity by Colleen Hoover.
Ooh.
Yes.
So how do you spell that? Verity.
Verity. It's a book that I discovered from Book Talk. Okay, if you don't know what's Book Talk, it's basically like books that are being shared around or trending on TikTok lah.
Like featured lah. You mean featured on TikTok
Trending.
Okay.
Trending boleh ya. I use
cool.
trending.
Yeah.
Okay, so Verity by Colleen Hoover. Colleen Hoover is actually quite a famous author. Her famous book is It Ends With Us lah. So she's famous for all the romance books, but this Verity actually stands out like from the rest of her books lah, because it's a mystery thriller book. Okay, the genre. Okay, so just some trigger warnings and disclaimers. So any of you who are like
Oh my god, so Gen Z to do this kind of thing.
sorry. So
Okay.
those who are avid readers like me, okay, spoilers, okay, so because basically we are just going to discuss about Verity lah, okay. This book is very interesting to me, so we'll be talking in detail, okay. So there are spicy and sexual scenes as well.
Wow.
Okay, out of 5, I think I will rate 3 out of 5 lah.
3 out of 5 for what?
Okay.
What's the missing thing? The missing 2 points for?
Missing is because the spicy scenes only is like for a few chapters lah. Then
Oh, you mean you rated the spicy scenes?
Yes.
Not the whole novel?
no.
Oh,
The novel, yes, the novel I
Okay.
think it will be 4.5 out of 5.
Oh, the whole novel lah.
Yes.
Oh, you really like the book, huh?
Okay. So
4.5.
some trigger warning. They got mentioned about miscarriage. There's a few not very gory lah, but quite explicit scenes as well lah. Okay. So the intro about the book. Okay. So summary of the plot lah. I think I'll just go with that. Okay, so it's about this struggling author lah, so that she's struggling financially. So she got this offer to actually continue the manuscript of a famous author called Verity Crawford. So Verity is actually the name of the main, what do we call it? Antagonist
I'm not sure.
the main character lah, okay?
Yeah.
Like the
Yes.
the subject of this book lah, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so she
I
needs
wouldn't
to,
say she's the protagonist though.
right, antagonist?
Antagonist is the villain if you
Or
don't
is
know
it?
what it means.
I think villain lah. Okay lah. We see how it
Okay,
goes ah.
okay.
Okay, so this Lowen, she needs to continue the manuscript or the book lah of Verity, because Verity was involved in an accident. So she went to the house and then discovered an autobiography, which is very personal, that was written by Verity. I think it was not published yet, and discovered some dark secrets as well as strange things started to happen like in the house. Okay, so I just want to introduce to you a few characters from the book lah. So we have Lowen Ashley, which is the main character in this book, who is the struggling writer lah. Then we have Jeremy Crawford, who is Verity Crawford's husband. So he's like the dream husband lah. He's like, what they call it now, daddy.
Shit.
I don't know
Don't
lah.
throw me those kind of
Okay.
terms.
So, and then he's the client lah, who actually hired Lowen. And then we have Verity Crawford, very interesting character. And then we have Crew Crawford, who is the son of Verity and Jeremy. And they also mention about the twins of Verity, Chastin and Harper. Both of them has
You mean
passed
these
away.
two are the sons?
No, the daughters actually.
Oh,
They are
daughters. Okay,
twins.
sorry.
Yeah, and they died. So
Did I
Crew,
just assume their gender? Shit.
yeah, whatever. Okay. Then we have Corey, who is like Lowen's agent at X lah. Okay. So
I want to talk about Verity Crawford though, before we get to the whole summary, the whole story.
yeah, why?
So, I want to know a bit more about this Verity Crawford.
Okay, Verity. That's why I need to go through lah the story. You need to be patient, okay? Patient. Okay, we are discussing the book here. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start with the book lah. Okay, so
Okay.
the book a bit violent. The first page. Okay, let me read to you the first line of the book. Okay, this is the first line of the book. I hear the crack of his skull before the spattering of blood reaches me. Tak violent ke?
Relax.
Yes.
Relax.
So when I started reading this, I'm like, okay, this is how it's going to be. Okay, so this Lowen is the struggling author lah. So she's on her way to the meeting on the job offer lah. So and then she actually witnessed the accident, this gruesome accident lah. Then this accident actually left her clothes with blood stains lah. Then suddenly got a random passing stranger actually assisted her and brought her to the nearest toilet lah. So turns out that stranger is actually Jeremy Crawford. So she found out before that, the scene in the toilet like got tension already between this Lowen and this stranger lah, who turns out to be Jeremy. Because this Lowen had to strip down because her shirt stained with the blood, right? Okay, then the Jeremy, who is the stranger at that moment, actually offered the shirt lah. So he was quite a gentleman lah. But then over in the toilet already got tension. So okay lah, very exciting. Alamak. Okay, so Lowen then proceeded to the meeting. Okay, the building lah. So that's where she actually met with Jeremy lah. So turns out Jeremy is the client who actually offered her the job lah. So in that meeting, so she met with Jeremy's I think the publisher or the agent, as well as Lowen's agent. So basically, Jeremy actually explained lah on the job offer. So he and the wife needs another author, a good author, to actually continue the manuscript of Verity lah. Ooh. So Verity was involved in an accident. So at this point, we don't know what accident lah. Okay. So we just know that she's not capable to continue the manuscript lah. Okay. So this Lowen is like, you know what? I'm financially struggling. Okay, I need money. So let's just accept it lah. But the thing is, she needs to continue the manuscript and she needs to go to the house lah. Okay. To get the manuscript and study. So
to say Jeremy Crawford is her employer.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So this
to continue on with Verity Crawford's book or manuscript.
Yeah, so Verity turns out in this book, Verity is this famous author lah. So she's famous with like mystery, thriller. The story, right, is always like from a villain point of view. So she's famous for that lah. So Jeremy say, Verity actually likes Lowen's style of writing lah. So she thinks that she's the most capable or suitable author lah to continue this manuscript. So Lowen and the agent was like thinking, okay, you know what, it's good lah. Let's do it lah, so she can get the money as well. So so Lowen decided to go to their house, to Jeremy and Verity's house at Vermont. So that's where she met Crew Crawford lah, which is the 5 or 6 years old son of Verity and Jeremy. So Lowen, so that's where Lowen actually discovered the condition of Verity. So turns out Verity was involved in a car accident that left her like brain dead / like vegetable-like condition. So she needs to, she just lay on the bed. Then she has like 2 nurses that is caring for her every day, throughout the day. Okay, so she's like vegetable-like lah. So she opened her eyes, but she don't react to anything.
They just don't move.
Yeah, she just don't move.
Like just veg.
And when Lowen saw that, she was like, okay, shocked lah. Like, alamak, my favorite author is in that condition. At the same time, like creepy lah. Like, oh my god, like she opened her eyes. Okay. But then so she have to. Okay, so the house, right? The house is described to be like very big, like a mansion lah. So it really gives me like the Haunting of Hill House vibes lah. I don't know if you got watched it before, but
no, I don't think
it's this horror movie lah.
Netflix?
Horror series.
In Netflix.
Yeah, in Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so she went there. Okay, then the Jeremy is very welcoming. Then, of course, explain like the condition of the wife. Jeremy is very gentleman lah. He's caring for the wife, because the wife, is vegetable-like, like brain dead. So then he's caring for her. Then taking care of her. Then also he's very welcoming to Lowen lah. So Lowen was like, okay, this is the condition. Okay, then she's like, okay, let's go straight into the Verity's office lah. Okay, so that's where she go and discovered the manuscript. So she needs to study the manuscript lah, and then to read whatever is in the office lah, so that she can understand the point of view of Verity. Right. And then that's where she actually discovered this autobiography. So this autobiography was written by Verity. So the title is So Be It. Okay, so she was like very, very curious lah. What is this autobiography? So she thought it was like, okay, maybe Verity writing an autobiography, like a formal, normal autobiography that you would have like read before lah. Okay. So turns out it was very personal. The starting of the autobiography is already talking about how Verity met with Jeremy and explicit details of how they met, the sex scene, blah blah blah.
Wow.
Yes. Okay. So this novel Verity itself, right, is very cool because the chapters goes back and forth from the real story about Verity and then the chapters of the autobiography. So maybe I have chapter 1 of the book Verity itself, and then I have another one which is chapter 1 of the autobiography. So this Lowen is so curious. She's so capo basically. She go and read the autobiography while doing the work at the same time. Okay, so when she started reading, she was quite shocked that the autobiography is like really explicit, really detailed about the how Verity met with Jeremy. It's basically her story lah, her whole story, but not in a formal way lah. It's very explicit lah. Okay, so the chapter 1 of the autobiography. Okay, let me read for you. Okay, one of the explicit scenes. You understand?
Okay. Let's go. Let's bring it.
So she was talking about how
This is the autobiography or
the autobiography.
Okay, it's the autobiography.
So this is one
We're
of
gonna
the
label autobiography and the main storyline.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is a few lines from the autobiography that Verity wrote. Okay. So she was
This is
talking.
sexual or not?
Yes, sexual.
Okay, so I need to hear the emotions.
Apa sia? Okay, so the first few lines. Okay, so this is ending. The ending of the chapter 1 of the autobiography lah. So it described Verity having sex with Jeremy lah after their meetup. So it goes like this. I was obsessed with his laugh, with his cock, with his mouth, with his skill, with his stories, with his hands, with his confidence, with his gentleness, with a new and intense need to please him. Intense, right? This book.
Wow.
Can you imagine reading somebody's autobiography and, reading their sex life? Like how they...
And talk about someone else's dick.
Yes.
Your husband's dick.
So when Lowen, going back to this Verity, the main story. So after Lowen reading this, right, she was like, shit, okay. This
Don't know
is
if
real
this is the kind of thing she should read or not.
Yes. So she was like, okay, should I read? But then
Is
Lowen...
this the book that she's supposed to continue or not?
No, it's
this
not.
This is not.
It's
so this
not.
is just some things that she came across.
Yes. Okay, so
Oh,
while
God.
she was going through the office, Verity's office, that's when she discovered this autobiography. Then she dah terpesong already. She supposed to focus on the manuscript and then now she kepo about this autobiography. So this autobiography somehow turns her on towards Jeremy. So her attraction to Jeremy is like just started lah. Because she's like, alamak, this is how having sex with Jeremy is. Okay? She
I can
knows.
only imagine the details.
It's very weird. Okay, so she already discovered the autobiography. Then at first she was like, okay, you know what? Never mind, like, I should not read this. Then after a while, she's like, okay, I need to read. So she continues reading it, okay? So after reading it, then she continues with her work. Okay, that's when she read the autobiography, she discovered a few dark secrets lah. So Verity, turns out she got pregnant after, I think a few months with Jeremy lah. I think they got married eventually. So she got pregnant, and then of course, like any future father going to be, right, they are very excited about their child. So of course, Jeremy showed like signs of like, okay, loving the children. This actually made Verity very jealous. She was so obsessed with Jeremy. She said that, oh, Jeremy loves the children more than her. So she tried.
What the hell?
Yeah, so she tried to actually to kill her babies lah. So what she did was, one of it was she actually the hanger, right? She went to actually make it into one long rod and tried to insert inside of her.
Through where?
Through her vagina hole lah.
Damn.
Yes.
What the hell?
Yes.
It's in the book.
Yeah, it's in the book, the autobiography. So it explains about how Verity feels like so jealous with the baby because Jeremy was like loving, like basically she had to share Jeremy with her future children lah. So she don't like that idea. She's just so obsessed with Jeremy. So she tried to kill the babies lah so that she can have Jeremy to herself.
Oh my
God.
it
failed. But the accident actually caused a scar to one of her twins lah. So basically she found out that she's actually carrying twins. So actually scarred one of her twins. So her twins is the Chastin and Harper lah. Okay, so the autobiography goes on explaining about more sexual details about Jeremy and Verity, and then also about how she actually conceived Chastin and Harper, and then how also Jeremy began to realize that Verity actually favors Chastin lah when she gave birth, right? Then somehow Verity prefers Chastin more. I think she because Chastin don't have the scar, so she finds Chastin like the perfect baby lah. Then Harper is the one with the scar because of her doing lah. Okay, so this is the story, the first few chapters of the book lah. Okay, so going back to the main story of Verity. So this Lowen, she continues her work, and at the same time she reads the autobiography. Then the attraction to Jeremy increases. Okay, so Lowen at the same time has sleepwalking issues. So one of the nights she actually woke up in Verity's room. Can you imagine waking up into a vegetable light into the room of Verity, who is like vegetable light, brain dead, and then the Verity just open her eyes, then you wake
Shit.
up. It's quite creepy lah, the story.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
so
is.
so because of this, Jeremy also like very gentleman go and put a lock outside the door of the bedroom that Lowen is sleeping inside lah. Okay, so Lowen is sleeping inside the master bedroom. So Jeremy
How many
don't
master bedrooms at the house?
only one. So Jeremy don't
Oh,
sleep in the
okay.
master bedroom anymore. So Jeremy is sleeping near Verity's room lah, so that he can care for Verity lah. That's how gentleman and very husband like he is lah. Okay, this Jeremy character, like I almost fell in love with him also lah. I'm sorry yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Okay. Okay, so then one day, okay, so after that it's a normal day. So she continues to read about the autobiography. That's where she discovered more about Verity's weird obsession with Jeremy and how she treated her children lah. Okay, so before that, there was one incident where Crew Crawford is the son of the only living son of Jeremy and Verity. So Crew was in Verity's room and he shouted lah. He said he was injured by a knife lah. So Lowen came to the rescue lah and
Wait,
saw the knife.
so this Jeremy and Verity both had 3 children.
Correct. So the first is twins. Okay, then the twins died. Then they have Crew.
Oh, the twins died. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I will go on to that.
Okay.
So you can wait
Okay, I can wait.
Can ah?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Okay.
So moving on. So one night, one day, Crew was injured lah. Then he was in Verity's room and he was injured by a knife. Okay, so Lowen of course panic lah, like, why the knife suddenly near him? So he shouted for Jeremy. So Jeremy attended to Crew lah. So he was like, okay, let me bring out Crew out. So when Lowen went to see to find the knife again, the knife went missing.
Oh God.
Okay, at this point, right, Lowen finds that Verity is very weird. She kind of doubts Verity's condition lah. She's like, are you sure that Verity is really brain dead or cannot move? Because she feels like Verity has something to do with the strange things that are happening lah. Okay, so that's one sign. Okay, then after that, Lowen continues with the work lah. So she go and continue with the autobiography. Dia masih nak baca buku autobiography tu.
Okay.
Yeah, so she reached the point where Verity is talking about the death of her first twin, which is Chastin, her favorite twin. So Chastin died of a peanut allergy. So when she died, Harper, which is the second twin that she don't like with the scar, is in the same room. So Verity somehow blamed Harper. She's so convinced that Harper killed Chastin lah. Okay, so in this autobiography, Verity explained or described herself as like the very bad mother lah. She just don't care about her children. Suddenly she likes Chastin more than Harper.
Okay.
Then she treats Harper like rubbish lah. Basically like the stepdaughter, as if a stepdaughter like that. Yeah, because Harper has the scar and all, right? Yeah, so this caused Verity to be very angry because Chastin died. So what she tried to kill Harper actually in her sleep. Yeah, but the thing is, she forget that she has a baby monitor in the room, right?
Okay.
So until Jeremy came into the room, then she's like, shit, I just realized there's a baby monitor. But lucky, the husband didn't see it lah, that she was trying to kill Harper in her sleep. So she tried to put a pillow on her face.
Oh my God.
So
how old was the kid?
I think like Crew's age, 5 or 6, like kindergarten. Yeah, so at this point, when Lowen reads the autobiography, right, she really hates Verity. She just say, oh my God, I cannot believe Verity is such a bad mother lah. Like such
She's
an
a
evil
psycho.
mother. Yeah, psycho.
Bad mother is like an understatement.
Okay, so Chastin died, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so left with Harper only. So at this point, right, Jeremy begin to realize that Verity actually favors Chastin more than Harper. So he tried to confront lah. When he confront so this Verity like very sad lah. Like she starts to panic because alamak, Jeremy don't like me anymore? Jeremy don't love me anymore? So what she did was she lied to Jeremy and said, I'm pregnant with our third child. When she's not pregnant. Then she tried to have sex. Then she had sex with Jeremy. And then she was like, lucky I got pregnant after that, because if not, how to explain my pregnancy?
So the one that she was pregnant with is
Crew. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So she was like, oh no, I need to get pregnant because I realized that Jeremy will only love me when I'm pregnant. So that psychotic level,
The hell.
Yeah. So she has, so now At this point of the autobiography, she's left with Harper, and then she's pregnant with Crew. Okay, so continue with the main story. Back to the Verity main story. Okay, so at this point, Lowen read about how she tried to kill Harper already, so she's also very angry lah. So at the same time, Lowen and Jeremy's relationship kind of like blooms lah. The tension between them, I think, grew lah. I think because they are in the house every day together. Then sometimes like Jeremy will ask her out, hey, do you want to go dinner with me and Crew? Or even go to the grocery store. So the tension is already there lah. And can see this Jeremy like always look at Lowen in one kind lah. Like one kind of way . Okay. So until one night, they are on the birthday of Lowen, right? So Jeremy actually surprised her.
On Lowen's birthday.
Yes, on Lowen's birthday. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Very, very disappointing, right? For somebody who...
yes. Go through. On Lowen's birthday.
Okay, on Lowen's birthday, okay. So Jeremy baked a cake and then surprised her lah in the living room. So after that surprise, they were on it lah. So suddenly the tension like very high and then they started to kiss. Okay, so they started to make out in the living room. Okay, so when they started to make out, so Lowen's point of view was at the staircase. So while they were kissing, right, when Lowen looked at the staircase, she saw Verity standing. Looking at them.
But I thought Verity is a vegetable.
Exactly.
Oh God.
So she was so scared.
Duk seram.
Seram though, because
it's scary.
because the living room was very dark.
Yes.
Okay, so she saw Verity standing there like the silhouette . Then she can see that she was clenching her hand lah. Then she saw that Verity was angry. Then she shouted, Verity. But this Jeremy bodoh, she thought that alamak, this like Lowen like feel very bad lah because they are kissing. Then they're like, yeah, we didn't think of Verity. But no, actually Lowen was literally shouting like because she literally saw Verity at the staircase.
Yes.
So they went to her room and realized that Verity is on the bed. So at this point, Lowen is like, am I hallucinating or what? Yeah, so at this point, Lowen is really scared. Okay, Lowen is scared already.
Okay.
And then she basically like cannot believe already anymore lah. So she told Jeremy, I think Verity is faking it lah. Then Jeremy was like, no lah, it's no lah. Okay, so after that, it's okay. They continue their day. And then this Lowen and Jeremy must stay nak continue their sexy scene. So they did continue. So they decided to do it in Lowen's bedroom. Okay?
Okay.
So I want to share with you the sexy scenes. Okay?
Sure. I thought I have to ask.
Okay, so this is how detailed or explicit the scene is lah. Okay, maybe I read a few sentences. Okay? So this is the sexy scene in Lowen's room lah. Okay, with Jeremy. Okay,
this is after the living room episode.
Yes. Okay. So dorang dah nampak Verity masih tak nak stop. Masih nak continue.
Okay.
Cause horny, right? In the house. Cause the wife cannot give him what. so get from the young author lah. Okay, so this is the sexy scene. His mouth leaves mine in search of other parts of me. He seems eager to taste my jaw, my neck, the tops of my breasts. It's as if he's been starving himself of me. He's kissing me and touching me with his hunger of a man who's been fasting his whole life.
Oh, daddy.
Okay, there's another one.
Okay.
Haven't finished.
Okay.
This one you also will vomit. Okay, sana. I squeeze my eyes shut as he tries to fit his entire length inside me. Ambil kau. Boleh. Bini dah macam vegetable, dia nak try insert dia punya length. Boleh. Yeah.
Funny how the author uses the word length.
Yeah.
How long can it be? How long do you think it was?
I think it's long lah.
Nintendo Switch long.
Oi.
Nintendo Switch long.
Oi. Violent. Okay. So going back to the story. Okay, so they did it in the room. Happy. Insert the length, insert there, insert here. Okay, so the next morning, Jeremy was supposed to leave the room lah because he don't want Crew to see him coming out of Lowen's room, right? But they overslept lah cause tired already, right?
Yes.
So when they woke up, the room was locked from the outside. So remember, Jeremy put a lock outside of Lowen's room, right? Because Lowen was sleepwalking. So the room was locked from outside. The best part is Jeremy don't get it because of course he don't believe that the wife did it, right? Yeah. But Lowen was like, how come can lock from outside? What? Because they didn't lock from outside, they were inside. Yeah, so Lowen was like, I think it's Verity. Okay?
But that's still an assumption.
Yes, it's an assumption.
Okay.
So
It could have been crew.
I know, right? Okay, so then, so she already suspect Verity lah, but she's like, okay, you know what? Never mind. Let's continue with the work lah. So, tapi dia masih nak continue baca autobiography tu. So, going to the autobiography story, so now she reached the part where Harper, the second twin with the scar, died. Okay, so Harper was killed by Verity lah, Verity brought Crew. Okay, at that point of time, Crew already was born already lah.
Okay.
So I think Crew was like 3 or 4 years old, or I think 3 years old. So she brought Crew and Harper into the lake. I think their house is near the lake lah. So into the canoe lah. She go and capsize the canoe, and then only save Crew and left Harper in the lake. So Harper drowned.
Okay.
Yeah, so Crew witnessed it, but Crew was very small, what? Very young, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to do what my mother says lah. So at this point, so going back to Verity, the main story, so Loan read this chapter and she was like, shit, Verity bunuh Harper So she was very angry. She went to Verity's room. She just shouted like, you a Crew mother? I will. Oh, she even said like this, I will have sex with your husband lah, something like that lah, like to threaten her lah.
Oi.
Yeah.
Apa ni?
Then she saw Verity pit herself. Yes, on the bed after she scolded her. Okay, so then she tried to talk to Crew. Okay, so she was having, I think, breakfast or lunch with Crew lah in the dining hall lah. So she tried to dig out from Crew lah. So she said, hey, do you remember this incident when you were young, in the canoe, in the lake with your mother and Harper? Like, what happened lah? So Crew was like, alamak, he very scared. No? Then he was holding, I think, a butter knife or something lah. Then he very scared. He was like, my mom say like, dia cakap apa Okay, wait. I think I wrote what he said. Okay, so Crew mentioned that Verity told him to not talk to Lowen. How the mother mentioned that to him when the mother is brain or vegetable like on the bed?
Oh my god.
Creepy, right?
Crew cannot be lying, what?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
why would he lie?
So Lowen was like, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's scared already. So Lowen was like, alamak. Then while okay, so this Crew was fidgeting. Then he was so nervous. Then Lowen tried to press some more lah, more questions like, hey, you tell me lah, like what happened? Can you remember what happened? Then Crew was so nervous, he bite onto the knife until it bleeds the I think the langit is what the langit of the mouth, the cloud
I don't know, the upper part of the mouth.
Yes, the upper part of the mouth lah. So she was like, then Lowen panicked lah. Of course, he panicked.
Cloud.
Throughout the story, Lowen is panicking only lah, but never do anything, right? So she shouted for Jeremy. So Jeremy said, okay, let me tend to him. Okay, let me bring to the hospital lah, cause need to stitch or something. So this Lowen was like, shit, aku kena tinggal rumah ni seseorang Then she's like, no. And the nurses left already because at that point of time, it's like, I think late afternoon already. So the nurses left for the day already.
Okay.
She was so scared. So she remembered there's a baby monitor. Because remember she read the autobiography, then she remembered about the baby monitor, right? She went to the basement and took the baby monitor and fixed it into Verity's room. Okay. So she was like quickly fixing it and then she left the room so that she can look at the monitor from another room lah to see whether Verity stand up or not lah. Okay. So Verity didn't stand lah. Okay. So she was okay. Then Jeremy came back with Crew lah. So Jeremy was like, okay, I'm tired. Let me bathe because my shirt got Crew's blood. Okay, then Lowen, at this point they had sex already, right? So Lowen was like, okay lah, I wait for you lah. Okay, you go and bathe, I make coffee for you, blah blah blah. Okay. So while waiting, she saw from the monitor, the baby monitor, Verity was on the floor lah, on all fours. Oi. On her knees and on her hands. Oi. Then she was like, shit. Then Lowen was like screaming. Lowen was like, Jeremy. Then she saw in the baby monitor that Verity heard her scream. So Verity go and crawl back onto the bed. Hey. Yes.
That was what Lowen saw?
Yes, because from the baby monitor. Yes. So she was like, shit. Then she was like,
why was she on all fours?
I don't know. Yeah. So Lowen brought Jeremy lah into the room. She was like screaming. She was like saying lah, Verity, I don't think Verity is macam betul-betul brain dead lah. I think she's faking it. Then Jeremy was like, no. What are you talking about? Like Jeremy macam dah confused lah. And then she was like screaming and she was like saying, no, Verity is lying, blah 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 blah. Sampai Jeremy dah ready to actually ask her to get out of the house ready, to ask her to pack. So she cannot take it. She go and pass Jeremy the autobiography. Yeah. So at this
about time.
Yeah. So at this rate, actually, okay, before that, Lowen already finished the autobiography lah. So the autobiography ends with Verity saying about Harper's death. So she admits of killing Harper lah, because Harper killed Chastain lah, according to her, right?
Okay.
So the autobiography ends with, I'll just drive my car into a tree. The end. So that maybe explains why she was into the accident lah. She was involved in the accident. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, she said that because she realized that Jeremy suspected her for killing Harper lah. So that's the end of the autobiography. The autobiography ends at chapter 15 only.
Okay.
So going back to the Verity story, yeah. So Lowen gave the autobiography to Jeremy and say, you need to read this. So I think your wife is faking it lah. So she gave, I think, Jeremy like one night or a few hours to read. So she was just waiting in her room lah. She was like, Lowen was like, okay, let's wait for Jeremy. Jeremy seems very quiet. So I think the next day at night, Lowen saw from the baby, dia masih ada baby monitor tu, dia masih nak tengok Verity. So she saw that Jeremy was in the doorway of Verity's room lah. Can see that Jeremy was very angry. Then Jeremy started shouting at Verity like, bangun lah, kau bangun lah, like you tell me the truth lah. Are you faking your condition? Jeremy.
Okay.
So this is Lowen looking at Jeremy from the baby monitor.
Okay, intense.
Lowen looking at, yeah, correct. So then she heard that, right? She quickly go to Verity's room lah to see how she can help lah. So Jeremy dah marah. So basically Jeremy read the autobiography and he knows what's happening already lah, like what Verity was hiding from him lah. So Jeremy already started shouting at Verity. Dia pekik sampai Verity betul-betul bangun lah sia. Verity nangis-nangis, dia cakap, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm faking it, apa semua.
Oh god, she break character.
Yes, she break character.
Oh shit.
At this point, Jeremy cekik. He go and choke Verity on the
Strangle.
bed. Yeah, strangle, choke. Sorry, choke that one. That was for sexy scene, sorry.
Alamak.
That one is lower than Jeremy's sexy scene.
Alamak.
Yeah, so Jeremy strangled Verity. So at this point, Lowen was like, shit, okay, don't do lah. Like she was trying to stop Verity lah. Was trying to stop Jeremy lah. So Jeremy was like so angry after reading the autobiography, until he actually killed Verity lah. Then Lowen.
So Verity died.
Yeah.
Shit. So it's a murder.
Yes.
Shit.
So Lowen ni stop lah. I mean, in the end, you have to make it look as if it's an accident.
Duk.
Yes. So dia cakap Jeremy,
Kau dah plan
Yes. Dia dah suruh orang tu stop. Habis dia dah orang tu betul-betul bunuh. Dia dah panic, dia suruh orang tu buat as accident. Yeah. So at this point, at this point, Verity dah betul-betul mati. So they made it into the accident. Okay. Then fast forward 7 months later. So Lowen dah pregnant dengan anak Jeremy. Gatal kan?
Alamak. Terlepas.
Yeah. So
dia length terlepas lah length.
Yes. Dia dah termasuk dalam sangat. Yeah. So Verity died. So Jeremy and Lowen live happily ever after 7 months. So now Lowen is pregnant with Jeremy's child lah. And then they are now living together with Crew. And they no longer live in the house lah.
Wow.
Yeah. So after that 7 months, Lowen, Jeremy and Crew went back to the house because they need to take some things lah. So while they were at the house, ni dia dah balik, then si Lowen ni macam, okay, you know what, I want to go and visit Verity's room lah. I think for the last time lah, I remember all these memories lah. Habis sekali dia nampak on the floor there's this like a box or an opening lah on the floor. Then she's like, this one like can open ah. So she go and open.
Lowen found it.
Yes, Lowen.
Okay.
So Jeremy and Crew is in another room. They are taking some things lah.
Okay.
So she go and open. She found a letter. The letter is written by Verity. So the contents of the letter is basically Verity saying that trying to explain that the autobiography was a fake, and that it was just for an experiment for her to channel her inner villain lah, for her to write her books. So she said that she fictionalized the real events lah, because she want to write it from a villain point of view lah. So she said that whatever happened in the autobiography is fake lah. Okay,
what?
so the letter was, I think, around.
So that means whatever she did
Yeah, it was a fake lah.
Inserting that metal rod in her vagina hole is fake.
Yeah, she said that.
All of that didn't happen.
Yeah, she said in the letter. Okay, then she said that, Verity mentioned in the letter that Jeremy did read the autobiography before and thought that all of it was true. So in the letter also state that, because Jeremy thought that it was all true, Jeremy was the one who caused the car accident. So Jeremy strangled her again. Then she went unconscious, right? And then Jeremy tied her into the car, drive, and then flee the scene lah. After accident, go and flee the scene. So she was trying to say in the letter, everything is fake. Jeremy is the one who caused the accident. Yeah.
Oh shit.
The letter was like in the book, the Verity book is around 14 pages long. It's so long in detail describing everything. Like you can see that Verity was like trying to say, actually this all fake lah. Tapi Jeremy dah terjumpa. Actually, I wanted to.
Also, that letter was written when Lowen is already in their life lah.
Yeah, so it should be at the point before Jeremy strangled her. Yeah, so and after Lowen already came into the picture lah.
Oh.
Yeah, so it also mentioned that actually.
So that was why she was on all fours.
Maybe.
Because she needed to put the letter inside the floor hole. Oh God. Okay.
Creepy, right? Okay, then so the letter also stated that actually Verity wanted to run away from Jeremy lah with Crew, but then she couldn't lah. So I think her intention was to run away with Crew, and then the strangling happened lah. So now at this point, Lowen dah pregnant. Habis baca this letter, she was like, shit. Like, how do I react to this, right?
Itulah.
Dia pergi koyakkan letter tu. Lepas tu dia pergi buang. Flush it into the toilet. She's like, you know what? I think Verity lied lah. Okay, I'm happy with this life I'm having right now. I think Verity really lied. I think she's just trying to cover her tracks. Yeah.
Wow.
So then she tear it into pieces, then flush it down the toilet.
Wow. Okay, so that means Jeremy didn't know the existence of the letter.
Yes.
Wow.
So then they continue their life as per normal lah. So Jeremy don't know about the letter. So what Jeremy knows is just Verity faking it, and then he killed her. Then they cover it up.
Wow.
Yeah. So the real truth or not the real truth is with Lowen lah. So that's about Verity, about the story Verity. So some questions, I don't know lah. What do you guys think of the letter? I think for me personally, I think it's just Verity dah panic. Habis dia buat letter tu just to cover her tracks.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. Because I mean, throughout the whole story, I feel like Verity is quite a manipulative woman.
Right. But some people think that Jeremy is the villain here lah, like the secret villain.
Well, that has to be a conspiracy theory lah.
Yeah, conspiracy theory.
Okay, but how though? Like why?
I don't know. Maybe
suspect?
because when she mentioned about Jeremy knowing the letter first, like it makes sense that Jeremy would kill her in the accident. Because after reading the letter, yeah.
Oh.
That's the argument lah. Okay. Actually, this book got a bonus chapter, but it's not in the book that I bought. There's a bonus chapter about Lowen, Jeremy, and Crew. I think a few months after that, after Lowen gave birth to the child. Yeah, but I didn't read it. I don't know what it's about. But I think it's about Verity also lah. Yeah. So this is the book about Verity. So what do you guys think? Do you think the letter is real or not? But I think for me, I will go with the letter is not real. Just Verity trying to cover her tracks lah for doing whatever she has done lah. Yeah, I think some people argued why it's not real. Like, it's like, why would she do the autobiography if it's real, right? Because if she exposed the autobiography, she will kena tangkap what? Yeah, so
but
that's
then,
the sense. Yeah, I think that's
well,
what
some
people
people
argue.
can just debate it, saying that it could be a fictional autobiography, which is ironic.
Yeah.
which doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I find it kelakar because I imagine Verity like she ever, and somebody knows really, okay, let me write the letters on all fours. Habis dia lower sibuk pula letak baby monitor. Habis dia macam shit, I cannot write already.
Oh God. But then, oh my God. But then the Verity character herself is so scary and creepy lah. And
very. Yeah. It gives me macam
psycho, sadist.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Actually, I didn't go through the one of the part in the book, right, is Lowen dengan Jeremy tengah at dorang punya macam garden ke apa. Then suddenly Crew pun ada. Habis suddenly Crew wave to tingkat 2. Tingkap Verity. Then Lowen thought he was waving to Lowen because Lowen was in the house. Then Lowen realized that Crew was waving to somebody at level 2. And when she looked up, it's Verity's room. Yeah, that's one of the scenes. That's how creepy the book is lah. Yeah, it gives me the Gone Girl movie plus the Haunting of Hill House punya vibes. Yeah, because dia cakap mansion dia besar. Verity is a very successful author what. So her house is very big lah. It's like a mansion-like house lah. Yeah.
Shit.
So another thing also, I want to talk about Lowen and Jeremy's relationship also. These dua shitheads very gata lah.
I mean, I'm not justifying anything, but then you have to give Jeremy a chance. He's with a vegetable, so a young employee, everything is just,
He's so action.
Yeah, so everything fall into place lah.
Yes.
And Lowen also like readily available for Jeremy's needs.
Then Lowen also turned on by the story she read about Jeremy, how Jeremy can fulfill the sexual pleasures to Verity. Yeah, so she somehow turned on.
So there's no stopping it actually.
Yes. So,
the length.
Oi.
The length.
Inserting his length in her. Yeah.
Oh God.
So,
but that was a good story, Miza. Thanks for sharing.
Yes,
oh my God.
It's a good story so far because it's not my typical. Usually I read on romance novels lah, but this is a different twist. So, alright. So we've come to the end of this episode. So we hope you've enjoyed scoring yourself, listening to my story. Okay? And so we'll see you guys in the next episode of Mondays with Miza. Okay, so I'm Miza.
And I'm Nasrul.
This is the
Blabber Station.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.